fucking have problems, nothing. It's like, I don't want to deal with that shit, you know? So it's like, leave me alone, you know, I'm my own person, you're your own person, you know, it's like, and then it's funny because I find out she's fucking around with this fucking woman. Yeah. I come home. It was, I don't know how, that's right, I didn't tell you this because that other week I was gone a week. One of those days last week, she's been around too, like now she's gone all weekend with her fucking kids, but it was like, it was last fucking week, that week that I wasn't around like all week, it was one of the days, I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday. I fucking come home, right, earlier than, because normally I'd been working till like fucking 3:30 by the time I got home, you know, it was like 3:34. Anyways, I came home, and she knew what my schedule was. So I think one of the nights I came home, it was like about 2 o'clock. It was like an hour earlier, like an hour and a half earlier. And I come in the fucking door, I come down the fucking hall, like my normal routine, and all of a sudden her door fucking slams closed. Like, cause it was like halfway open, right? It just slams fucking closed. Bam! I'm like, what the fuck? So I look down the hall, I walk down the hall, and I knock on the door, and I'm like, hey. And she's like, what are you doing home? And I go, I was like, is everything alright? Because immediately I started thinking something was fucking wrong because that's not normal. You know what I mean? It's,
right.
So I'm like, is everything alright? Like, I didn't know if somebody was in there, like, holding her hostage. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Right.
And so I'm like, is everything alright? And she's like, yeah, it's fine. She's like, what are you doing home? And I go, I was like, I don't know. And I go, they just fucking, you know, let me go a little bit earlier. I was like, I'm just going to go get something to eat and go to bed. And she's like, alright. So I walk down the fucking hall. And I'm fucking going to the kitchen, I start making a peanut butter jelly sandwiches, and I'm sitting there, I'm starting to think about it, and all of a sudden I fucking was like, wait a minute. As I'm walking out of the kitchen, right, I look into the living room and I see a fucking pair of shoes over by the couch that I know were not hers. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, what the fuck? I walk over, I turn the light on, I look down at them, and I'm like, them are fucking women's shoes. And I'm like, did she buy new shoes? So I didn't think much of it at first. I was like, alright, whatever. So I go walk back down the fucking hall, and then I walk right up to her door and I'm listening. I put my ear up against her door and I'm just dead quiet, right? And I'm listening. And all I hear is the TV, and I can hear talking. It's real super low, but I can hear a conversation going on. And I'm like, somebody's in that motherfucking room. And I'm like, who the fuck? And it's not that I gave a fuck, it's just that I'm like, who the fuck is in here, you know? So I was like, you know what I bet they're fucking waiting for? I bet they're waiting for me to either go to sleep or something. So, you know, this person, I thought it was a dude, you know. Right. So I'm like, all right, you know, I was like, fuck this, you know. I was like, I'll play this game. So after about, I don't know, it was about 10 minutes or so, you know, I basically opened my door loud. I turned on my light loud. I was doing everything loud so she can hear and kind of guesstimate where I was. Mm-hmm. So anyways, I was like, oh man, and so, you know, I was screaming that I couldn't find my fucking sweatpants. I was like, hey, have you seen my sweatpants anywhere? Because sometimes I leave my clothes in the dryer, and she'll pull them out of the dryer and fucking throw them in, you know, in my room somewhere, and I just, you know, so I was like, have you seen my sweatpants anywhere? And she's like, no. And she's like, are you going to bed, or are you going to get in the shower? And she's talking through the door still. So I go, well, I'm going to get in the shower, and then I'm going to go to bed. I was like, I'll just talk to you tomorrow. So I walk in the bathroom. I leave the light off and I fucking turn the shower on. I fucking pull the handle off so the water's running. I let it run for about 30 seconds, like so it's warm enough, and I turn it on. But I don't get in the shower, and I'm standing. So then I'm standing there, nothing's happening for like a minute. So I walk out of the bathroom, I turn the light on, I close the bathroom door quietly, and I go into my room with the door open. And I'm standing in the fucking dark staring out the fucking hall. Sure as shit, dude, about 4 minutes go by, I hear her door fucking creep open, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna be funny. All of a sudden, I hear her walk down the hall. I hear people walk down the hall, and I'm sitting there. My adrenaline's flowing because I'm like, what the fuck? It was just so weird because I'm like, why am I fucking even spying, you know? But all of a sudden, dude, she goes walking by. I see her walk by my fucking room, and I see a woman right fucking behind her, following her out. And I fucking lean out the door, and I kind of stick my head out, and they walk right straight for the front door. The lady walks over, grabs her fucking shoes, kisses her, and then goes out the fucking door. My roommate closes the fucking door. I go back into my room, and I'm standing in the dark, totally quiet. My roommate goes walking right past my fucking door and fucking proceeds to try to talk to me through the bathroom door. She's like, hey, when are you gonna be out? I got clothes in the dryer. Well, of course I can't fucking talk because, you know, I'm like, fuck. So I'm sitting there, I don't respond, I'm just fucking sitting there, and she's like, hey, she's knocking on the door. I don't respond. So finally, after about like 2 minutes of her banging on the door, I fucking was like, the hell with this. So I go fucking walking out of my room, and I go, hey. And she goes, ah, like screams, and she turns and looks at me, and she goes, what the fuck are, well, like, then she got all pissed off, and I was like, so, it's like, who was that lady? And she goes, that's none of your business. Like, she got all fucking pissed and defensive. And I'm like, I go, like, I give a fuck. I go, who the fuck was that lady? And so she's just like, that was a friend. And I was like, you kiss your friends on the lips? And she's like, I didn't kiss her. And I was like, I fucking watched you. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I go, how long you been sneaking this chick over? Right. And she's like, I didn't sneak her over. I was like, you snuck her out? I was like dogging her. Everything she was putting in front of me, I was like reversing it on her. So finally, she comes out and says that men play head games too much. She's sick of them. Blah, and I guess she's always been bi, apparently. It's like, all right, I never fucking knew this crap. So, and anyway, I couldn't really see the woman. The woman didn't really look that fucking attractive from what I fucking saw. But I was like, where the fuck did you meet this lady? And she's like, well, she's like, I met her through a friend. And I'm like, okay. So I was like, well, how long have you, you know, I was like, how long have you fucking known this fucking lady? And she's just like, well, she's like, I've known her for a while. It's not like it's any of your business. And so I was just like, all right. I was like, whatever. I'm not trying to fucking create problems. I was like, are you intimate with this fucking broad? And she's like, what does it matter to you? Like, she was all pissed. So I was like, fine. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, I really don't care. I go, I just find it funny that you went through all these, you know, all this extent to fucking hide a woman. I was like, I just find that hilarious, you know. So I was like, whatever. But it's like, then, like I said, it all of a sudden, because what'd she say? She threw back in my face, like, at the end of that argument. She's like, well, if you, no, how'd she say it? I'm trying to remember. She goes, she basically said that I was letting a good thing pass me by. Like, referring to her, I busted out laughing. I was like, you're on fucking crack. I was like, whatever. So I fucking walking back into my room, and she just proceeds to try to fucking berate me and get fucking mad, and I was like, whatever. So that was the end of it until fucking Tuesday and Wednesday when I went over to that chick's house, and I came back way later than I normally did, and fucking walked in the door, and all of a sudden she started her fucking bullshit on me. Where are you? Why are you hot like that? Why weren't you hot? Like, and I'm like, what is this? Fucking 50 questions? I don't have to fucking answer to you. It's like, you didn't answer to me, so I was like, who cares? I was like, at least I don't sneak people in here, because the thing is our rule was that we agreed to not bring people, like, trek people in here and shit like that, you know, because A, I don't want some dude walking through, seeing all my fucking shit, exactly. Especially when I'm not here, you know, I don't want that, no. So, and she felt the same. She's like, well, I don't want any women coming in here. And I was like, fine. So it's always been where I basically go to the chick's place, you know. But it cracks me the fuck up that she has been fucking this broad for God only knows how fucking long, and I never knew it. So I'm like, what a double fucking standard, you know. I was like, whatever. But I find it so freaking goddamn fucking funny.
I will destroy the bell tower in case there are more snipers.
When did that even happen? When did you find this?
This was last week. Remember that last week when I wasn't on for the whole week? Like, fucking, I was popping on, but it was like 3 and 3:30 in the morning my time, and you had already been logging off. But yeah, it happened like one of those nights. It was either Tuesday or Wednesday of last week. And she just went fucking bananas on me. I mean, it was like a fucking 10-minute argument over something that was so stupid. Only because I'm like, yeah, I thought we weren't supposed to have people in here. I was like, so you lied there. You know, I was like, I don't know. It was so fucking hilarious, though. And what was even more fucking funny is it almost felt like she was trying to fucking bait me into, like, I don't know if she wasn't really directly doing it, but a lot of the fucking snidey comments she was making was making it sound as if I could be a part of that, but I'm missing out on it, you know? And I'm thinking, whatever. It's like, I don't want to be a part of that. Well, she was saying shit like, she goes, because I was like, you're fucking bi, huh? I was like, when the fuck did this happen? You know, I was saying shit like that. And she was making comments like, well, she goes, if you would, how she say it? She goes, if you would at least give me a chance, she goes, you would have known that a long time ago. You know, like making like innuendos and stuff like that I could basically be a part of this shit, you know. And I'm like, whatever. For one, she's not attractive. I told you before, she's kind of a heavy-set chick. This woman that she was with was kind of a heavy-set chick too. Not as bad as her, you know, but she was still kind of like a little bit heavy-set. And it's like, just, I don't know, it's so hilarious because like when I leaned out in the hall, you know, I didn't even think anything sexual at first, to be honest with you. Not once when they were walking past my room, because I was like, it was a chick. You know, I'm like, whatever. Not one time until I leaned out and I seen that woman run over, grab her shoes, come back, and then they fucking kissed on the look. As soon as I saw that, I was like, what the? My jaw dropped. I was like, are you fucking serious? No wonder why she slammed the motherfucking door when I come down the hall, because they were probably in the middle of licking each other's shit. But I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is unfucking real.
Yeah, when you slam the door, it makes it a little bit obvious you're trying to hide something. Or you're pissed off.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why I was assuming she was pissed off, but her voice was not pissed. That's why I was like, what the fuck? And that's why I thought something was wrong. I thought there was something going on. That's why I was like, what's going on? Are you okay? Like, is everything? Because I did not know. Because that's what started to freak me out. Because I'm like, what if some dude fucking basically, like, she opened the door like a dumbass, and some dude came in, and he was either just in the process of getting ready to rape her or rob her, or maybe he closed the door. Like, that's what was going through my head. And that's why I was thinking to myself, well, maybe he's afraid to come out, so if I fucking put this setup, like I'm in the shower and I hide in my room, and he goes, you know, if he comes out and starts running by, I'm gonna fucking chase his ass down, beat his ass, tackle him, whatever. Like, that's why my adrenaline started spiking. You know, because that's what I thought was going on. But as soon as I see her walk by with a chick, I was like, what the fuck?
What's up, Trev?
It's like I jacked myself up and got my adrenaline pumping for fucking nothing.
I don't understand how she was so defensive, especially considering that it was a girl.
Well, because number one, we both agreed that, you know, no ifs, ands, or buts, like nobody is to come in. No male, female, nothing. Like, because like I said, I'm very protective and stuff of my shit. I don't want people I don't know coming into the place,
yeah.
And she's the same way. Right, she's the same way. Yeah, so she, because that's one of the things I told her right off the get, is I'm like, look, I was like, I don't know who the fuck you hang out with, and I don't want to know them, but I go, I don't want them to come in here and fucking see what I have, and then when you're gone at work, they might tell somebody else who's gonna come break in and start fucking jacking my shit. You know, I was like, fuck that.
Right, that makes sense.
And she agreed. And that was our agreement. We won't bring anybody home. So I was absolutely cool with that. And I thought that's the way it was for the longest time. There was always a part of me that suspected that the dude she was dating last year, I always thought she was bringing him back here. I could never fucking prove it though, but that's what my suspicions told me. And I was like, whatever, you know. But then, like I said, last week when I discovered that shit, that's when I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
What did the girl look like?
All I saw, dude, I didn't see her that well because the apartment's dark, and all the lights were off except the light in the kitchen. And if you picture the way my apartment is, as soon as you walk in the door and you look to the left, there's a big area that's the living room. You look to the right, there's a big area that's the dining room. Straight ahead from when you walk in the door, it goes into a hallway. And then, like, if you look to your right again, like in the dining room, like right, like there's a door kind of like what would be on the other side of the hallway. That's where the kitchen is, like right off the dining room. So anyways, when you walk straight down the hall, the first door on your left will be my bedroom. The first door on the right is the bathroom, the main bathroom, and then the door absolutely straight ahead is her room that has also a bathroom. It's a giant apartment. It's over 1,200 square feet. Now, we had all the lights off in the apartment except the one light in the kitchen above the stove. So there was enough light coming out into the dining room and by the front door area, so when I leaned my head out in the fucking hall, I could see a silhouette. I could not see her clearly. She looked like she was, my roommate's 5'6". This lady looked like she was maybe a tiny bit taller than her. So I would say probably about like 5'8", I would probably guess.
What about size?
The lady had long hair.
Like a, yeah.
I would probably, if I had to peg her, I could not see her facial features at all. I saw she had long dark hair though. Like, it was about halfway down her back, and it was either black or brown or something, but it was dark. But I could not see her fucking face whatsoever, barely. But her size, I would probably guess her to be about, I'd say maybe about 180 pounds or so.